So today I'm going to be using the Su-122. It's a very, very powerful Soviet tank destroyer. It's, I think, 2.7, and as you can see, I used heat shells. Specifically, well, it's really, really good on close quarters maps like cities. The heat shells are extremely potent due to their, what do you call it? Even though they've got low velocity, it's so close quarters, and you've got so much more penetration compared to high explosive shells. And the thing is, you guys can see, it's literally just a gun strapped on a T-34 chassis. And one of the best ways to play this thing is to camp in close quarters environments. Because despite being a T-34, I mean, look at this retarded marauder. Yeah, he's just done. Because I've got 4 kilograms, I think it is. No, wait, that's the KV-2. I've got an insanely high explosive mass in there. That other SIG does not want to come out, but it's just the gun on this thing is very potent for a 2.7 vehicle. So while on much larger maps, it's way less powerful. I mean, as you can see there, I just tanked a, I'm pretty sure it's a SIG. I tanked a Stug round, a 15 centimeter Stug, which any other tank destroyer in the Soviet tech tree at this BR, like the ZIS-30, wouldn't even be able to tank like 50 cals. Like the Su-76 comes for it, extremely weak. This thing, however, it's the powerful T-34 body while being at let me think, it's at 2.6 lower battle rating. I mean, I just hop into planes. I really like how ground arcade battles does plane battles, because in realistic, you'll just get sniped instantly or just destroyed by bombers. But in arcade, there's actually, I feel like, a good fair play between fighters, strike aircraft, and bombers. Yeah, I'm flying F-2A. I hate naval aircraft like the F-2A in the American tech tree. That there's a reason I never researched them. It's a powerful, I mean, when I say powerful, it's a fine enough aircraft. Personally, the fighters and the strike aircraft are probably the strongest in this game mode for ground arcade battles, if you wanted to know, because the strike aircraft, you've got a way higher chance of getting stuff like HVARs, and the fighters is basically a guaranteed kill every time, because you'll just kill the enemy strike aircraft. I'm just circling around right now looking for open top vehicles. Yeah, I just jade out. I got forced out. But so the thing is, at this BR, you are like way more powerful than any tank destroyer because you're small, so you can't get like peaked, and boom, instantly done. The high penetration of the heat rounds means that despite they've got like 400 meters per second of what do you call it, not fire velocity, you are just decimating anything. Like that guy right there, it's like a hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. Like it's just gone, reduced to atoms. It was entire like spaghettified basically. Um, it also allows you to push a lot more using your powerful gun way higher to your advantage than sniping with other tank destroyers. So realistically, like these, starting the Su-122, have a way better position than even like medium tanks. The only other tank I would say that's as dangerous as this guy, this BR, is the Sherman 105mm howitzer. Because I mean, as you can see, I am basically with impunity. That is because we're dominating the enemies, but at the same time, like I can just shoot. I mean, I've shot tracks in this thing, and the enemies will die. I don't know if no, it doesn't happen there, but I just destroy his track completely, just obliterate it, so he can't move to get his turret out and protect himself when I can just hit like a more what do you call it, important part of his body. I mean, like you can just see me camping. It's very strong for camping because, well, I mean, it's kind of obvious. Obvious, I would say. It's just extremely powerful gun. Means that if you just sit somewhere, fuck, I missed it. I messed it up. But if you just sit somewhere, you're just nothing can happen to you because you've got. Oh well, he fucked up, ruining my train of thought. But if you just sit somewhere because of your insanely powerful armor, the enemies have to push you. All right, because you've got a powerful enough gun where if they don't push you, like if I was hiding in between those containers right there, they would be forced to push me because my really powerful gun would demolish any enemy counteroffensive. Like right in there, if that was an Su-122, that Char 2C would be dead. Completely just obliterated. Reduced to atoms, I think, as I've been saying. But a Zis-30 kind of sucks, because it's got 18 grams of explosive mass, and yeah, it's got a way higher velocity cannon. Doesn't really matter when you have no armor. Like, this thing can get shot from the side by, I think I've been shot by Panzer 3s, long barrel, and Panzer 4 short barrels, and you don't die, because you have a T-34 chassis fighting against 2.7 tanks, which they might even tanks that can penetrate you without ricocheting probably only have like 10 grams of explosive filler. If that, like, American early Shermans are your bane, on the bane of your existence, because they will destroy you like how they destroy T-34s. But this thing just, like, as you can see here, I can push really effectively. I am at the head of the pack because I'm not afraid of somebody pulling around the corner, because I know I will one-shot. Like, watch that. He's gone. Just completely. That tank destroyer who would have killed that's a Stewart is just gone, because in this thing you can push with impunity. So I mean, he hit me, but I'm not dead. Even if I was another like medium tank, I would be gone at that moment, just completely killed. But here I can just run away. It's just so heavily armored for 2.7 that in any close quarters map, it will destroy most of the enemy team. I had a match where I literally ran to the enemy spawn on the railroad map, and I got 4 kills and got a critical on a Churchill gun carrier before he shot me a second time, killing me. It took 2 shots for a Churchill gun carrier, 2 direct shots on my front plate to kill me. And I think I shot his smaller gunner, so it was his bigger gunner who had killed me. So as you can see here, I just took a bunch of. I mean, the shots to my top aren't really going to do much against me, but boom, he's dead. A lot of these are tank destroyers, I realize, so it's not a super good example, but the biggest downsides of this thing, I mean, you can just see I'm tanking shots here. There's a little Panzer armored car thing. He's not going to do shit to me. Like, this is exactly what I mean by its armor's overpowered for this BR. I am point blank to an enemy tank who's shooting like 7 shells into me, shooting a lot. All right, and I'm taking no damage, none at all, and I can just push him into the wall. He's done. Like, I literally just ran into a wall, critical hit him, pushed him up to where I could shoot his underplate, and just dead instantly. And this tank right here, it's not doing anything against me. All right, that is insane. That is a Swedish tank, and it's doing nothing against me. I'm pretty sure it's Swedish. It's actually kind of unfair how good this thing is. But I think, as I was saying, downsides of this thing are its insanely long reload, especially if your gunner gets hit. It's you're kind of fucked. Or actually, there's multiple. You have really bad muzzle velocity, like insanely bad muzzle velocity. I mean, that dude right there is just fucked. Like, he shot so many shells and he dealt no damage, and now he's getting railed from the side by that M22. Like, that's what I'm talking about by unfair. But you've got no muzzle velocity with the heat shells. The HE shells, you've got like 500, but you just do not have anywhere near enough for long-range sniping like the Zis-30 does. So the Zis-30 is more effective there. It's got a really long reload, and to make that even worse, your barrel gets shot so much. Oh my god. When I replaced this in my setup, it was kind of like, it felt really weird actually being able to. So that's what I'm talking about by kind of busted as shit. I just randomly fired and got a kill instantly, because the amount of explosive filler, the shrapnel that just comes off of it, it's a very, very potent tank. I mean, if you can get these really good close quarters maps, there's nothing they can do against you, because you're insanely high armor. I got 8 kills. 8 kills, no deaths. Because watch, I mean, this guy right here, he can't do anything against me. I mean, he's going to shoot my fucking barrel again. Because I think, as I said, they like to shoot your barrel a lot. There goes my friend. M22 is dead. I just turned to my side. Nothing. This thing is a behemoth in these close quarters city maps. Definitely, if you play low tier ground, do not try to fight this thing. The best probably is from the back, like shooting its tracks when you're behind it, because turret traverse, or just even be on its side and shooting its tracks, because it will not be able to turn on you. You will be able to outmaneuver it if you shoot at its tracks. That is the one thing I can promise you. Just purely from, I wouldn't say how much I've played it, from like the 12, 15 matches I've used this thing in. If your tracks get shot and like the enemy's not a complete dumbass, you're probably dead, because he's just gonna turn all around you. As you can see here, the enemies, I mean, we're really just dominating them right now. There's not much they can do. They're really spamming aircraft, but I'm pushing into their spawn because I don't think they're already outside of their spawn. Sometimes, like, I'll like play aircraft. I've done this in ground battles, and I'll just like spot enemies. But yeah, there's a final enemy over there, and he's just gonna get completely destroyed. There's not much he can do against me. It's a SPAA, and he's done. He's out of the match. So this thing's busted. I think we all realize it's busted. There's just no way to really beat it fairly. I mean, let's just see. Look at those rewards. It's just insane.